patch notes for the world-renowned roguelike Megabonk have dropped today, addressing a bunch of balance changes and whatnot, as well as some behind-the-scenes stuff with regards to cheaters and whatnot affecting the game, the leaderboard specifically, that the solo dev has taken a look at and has, for the time being, patched that out to fix it. We're going to take a look at what he's posted, both on a article by PC Gamer as well as checking out the patch notes themselves. Big changes, not a huge patch, it was a relatively small patch, but a balanced patch and fix nonetheless. This is, I think, the second one that the dev has dropped since the release of the game. So we're going to take a look at that stuff right now, because this game is quite literally popping off and maintaining its high player base right now, day after day. So we're going to get into that a little bit, but before we do, be sure to like this video if you guys like it, and be sure to sub for more. I would greatly appreciate it. We drop videos Monday through Friday at about 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we stream Saturday mornings at 9 in the morning Pacific Standard Time. So we have an article by PC Gamer. After cheaters broke Steam's most popular roguelites leaderboards, its dev issued a fix and a warning. Quote, "Cheaters, you better watch your ass or I'm clapping your cheeks back to the Shadow Realm where you belong." That's well said. I will completely agree with this. Well said. Shadow Realm, huge shout out to the Shadow Realm. It's pretty good. I like it. I like the attitude more than anything. So, Megabonk's explosive success has unfortunately attracted the kind of people who love to ruin the fun. I would say the leaderboard is like a small portion of the fun, but fun nonetheless. Over the weekend, its leaderboards were taken over by players with high scores that could only be possible using cheats, for sure. I think some of the kills were, or some of the leaderboard positions were nearing like 2 million kills in one round, which I believe is very impossible, but nonetheless. As a temporary solution, lead developer Vedinad, I don't know how you pronounce that, Venenad, I don't know, nuked the leaderboards on Sunday in preparation for the fix that just arrived today. The new patch has refreshed the leaderboards and has some tweaks that should prevent them from being broken again. Venenad said known cheaters have been banned. Cheaters, you better watch your ass from clapping your cheeks back to the Shadow Realm where you belong. It's pretty good. Well said. And then at the top of the patch notes, yo, sorry about the leaderboards being broken the last few days, he wrote in the patch notes. I took some time off over the weekend, and of course some MFers decided to break the leaderboards for everyone. But technically, it's my fault for not securing the leaderboards enough. I just never expected this many people to be people to play effing Megabonk. Anyways, should be fixed now. I will agree. I can't imagine the amount of people that actually jumped on this game like they did. But it's sold a couple million copies, maybe 2 million. I'm not sure. It broke 1 million within the first 2 weeks that the game released. And again, checking out the SteamDB page, it's been going up and down from, you know, somewhere around the 50K amount all the way up to 100K on the off hours and the peak hours. So this bounce is quite literally, I think, a good indicator at how many people are still jumping back into the game. Overall health as well, it's going from, you know, half to almost 2x where the drop off was before. So honestly, pretty good. Steady maintaining that's growth. 117 again, like we talked about, what was it, 2 days ago? Yeah, 2 videos ago. It's seriously just maintaining over 100 during the peak hours, and we're just gonna have to wait and see where it's gonna go from here. If they or I guess, I don't know if it's a solo dev. All the sources have been saying it is only one person working on the game. He may have brought in some other people to assist in some aspects, but for all intents and purposes, it looks like it is a solo dev working on this game that created it, passion project, what have you. So we're gonna have to wait and see if like a major update, major patch for the game is going to boost the numbers up even more than they already are. But let's go ahead and jump over back to the article for a little bit more. It's been less than a month since the $10 roguelike, and this is really the big indicator as to why this game is popping off as it is. $10, and it can be run as the recommended settings on Steam on the page said you can run it on a potato. So all of those things line up to make this game significantly available for a lot of people. And of course the word of mouth, which I also throw like YouTube videos and live streams into word of mouth in a way, because anyone who games probably watches Twitch or YouTube or whatever. And dude, Shroud has been going off on playing this game. And funny enough, the dev actually left a little shout out to Shroud in the patch notes that we're going to take a look at. It's retro 3D graphics and utterly bizarre characters like a skateboarding skeleton named Calcium convinced over 1 million people to buy it within the first 2 weeks. Yeah, it's just... It's a crazy time. Now, I do understand that the game does kind of lend itself a little bit to the, I guess, dopamine rush. A lot of its audio indicators and the flashy visuals and all that stuff, it really, attacks that certain aspect of someone's brain. I totally understand that, totally feel it. So while you're playing this game, guys, be careful that you're not spending way too much time on it. There is a limit to how much you can play through the game until you are kind of just doing the same thing. But with leaderboards, there is a little bit of a competitive nature to it that everyone can kind of chase to be at the top of whatever leaderboard for whatever character. That's not in the game yet. Leaderboards on a character-by-character basis. I believe that was mentioned in the patch notes as a future edition down the road. But nonetheless, whatever map you're doing, whatever tier you're doing, you can chase for a top spot in the leaderboards and what have you. So there's a lot. The sheer amount of replayability in this game is actually kind of disgusting. And you load in super quick and the game runs buttery smooth, again, regardless of what system you have. So it's like, for right now, this is a great time for this game to exist because there are so many games and so many people that can't run some of the newest games. And even if we wanted to, they aren't optimized for most systems for some reason. Only a small margin, and it's really the people at the bottom end and the people at the top end who are suffering more than everyone else, which is, fascinating to know. But this game doesn't matter. You could run it on, you probably run it on your phone if you wanted to. So it's a great time for this game to be out, quite honestly. Planned, not planned, worked nonetheless. But let's go ahead and see. Yeah, that's pretty much the article that I want to cover. But I do want to hop over to the patch notes because those are pretty entertaining. So I already read this. Sorry about the leaderboards being broken. Never expected this many people to play the game. TLDR, leaderboards are fixed. I hope Shroud enjoyed his 2-day vacation. Lol. Final Swarms now have new stuff to prevent a 5-hour long run. I think this is what the cheaters were doing, where they're at the very end of a run and they have the infinite swarm, the final swarm going out, and they did something to an extent where they were super OP, where they just were not dying and just utterly destroying everything that kept coming at them. I think in pretty much what it says in the patch notes is that that should no longer happen. The final swarm will destroy you if you give it enough time. You can't do it for hours on end. The current meta required you to wear sunglasses and watch a slideshow, light show at 1.5 FPS for 5 hours to get a world record. That's kind of disgusting. This was never intended, and I don't think anyone actually enjoyed that. So I stirred up some stuff. The final swarm is harder to survive, and your executes and black holes won't really save you anymore, probably. Sounds good. I do not have black holes unlocked yet. I've got like maybe less than half of the total game unlocked. I'm still working through it, but yeah, it's nice to see that it's gotten harder to the point where it's not, like I said, 1.5 FPS because there's so much stuff going on in the game for 5 hours to get a world record. I'm glad it's not that way. I could definitely see games back in the day being pushed to a very broken state that would allow them to do that. So it's good to see that change, honestly. Game added Mega Chad's theme. Mega Chad's a fun character. Optimized FPS when using Dexecutioner and Black Hole. Again, I don't think I've used either one of them yet, so I have no idea how they work. I think I've seen Black Hole, but I don't know to what extent or like how it works. Hopefully fix an issue where players lost their save files as the game crashed. That would suck. That would absolutely suck. And I remember, I don't know what's been going on, but the past few days, you guys let me know down in the comments down below if Steam was just not loading for you. Steam had this like in and out outage for a few days now. I think either yesterday or today it was starting to like stabilize. Every time I opened it, we were good, but that was just an issue. And a couple times I wanted to hop on Megabonk, but it was saying that the cloud save was not going to, might not have saved any information. So you want to play without your save, and I'm just like, no, I want to play with my save. So there was an issue with that. Hopefully I don't know if that led to this a little bit or it's a completely separate issue, but yeah, that was kind of annoying. I don't know. I didn't see any information as to why Steam was going in and out, but yeah, at least we're good now. Spaceman's passive now properly works and gives XP increase per level. Gotcha. I don't think I have Spaceman yet. Fix a bug where the black hole hitboxes were like 10x the size of the actual projectile, basically covering the entire map. That's probably why it led to that way. Fix a bug where Spiky Shield didn't stack correctly. I think I've noticed that. Spiky Shield was just not... It didn't look like it was doing much. Added max duration to weapons so that they don't stop shooting once you hit the projectile limit. For example, the sword projectile was being affected by duration, even though it's only ever active for 1 second. But too much duration made it active for much longer, which means the cap was being filled with empty projectiles. Basically, weapons like Executioner X, Sword, etc. are working properly and shooting at the projectiles now, even with high duration. This is a buff for pretty much all weapons. Sounds great to me. Not that I'm complaining that I'm just getting rolled as the hard difficulties go on, but it's good to see that... basically the weapons are doing significantly better. And I don't particularly like using those weapons, and I'm assuming, and shooting the projectiles even with high duration. I don't know, but it's a buff for pretty much all weapons, not specifically the close-up ones like the axe or the sword, the quote-unquote melee weapons. I prefer using the range stuff with high crit. That's just been a fun time. So... Chaos Tome now gives 50% better rewards. I don't think I've used... Maybe I've used Chaos Tome. I don't know. I'm still really early in the game, I think, generally compared to everyone else, because I got on the game late and I don't have all day to play the game, unfortunately. Rollybones enemies on Desert are now slower. That's actually good. Those enemies suck. Black hole default size increased by 20%, whatever. Proc coefficient reduced to match similar weapons like everything else. Proc coefficient is a multiplier used to proc stuff like moldy cheese or spicy meatball. Okay, I think I can understand that. Bush's passive marksman now has its cooldown reduced 0.4 per 10 levels. So I accidentally did a thing. I was fighting the bush, and I haven't killed it yet. I got it down super low, but I was on the tier 3, and then I went through the portal, and I did not know that at the very end of tier 3, going into the boss room, that was going to move you over. And I had the bush down to like 10% HP, and then it was just gone. And then I died inside the boss room. So I was a little tilted, but whatever. I can get back to doing that. So starts at 5 seconds cooldown, then caps at 1 second cooldown at level 100. Cool. Joe's dagger now is max damage increase cap of 200 per minute. So if you have 10 daggers, that's a max of 2,000 damage per minute. Disgusting. This means it's unchanged early and mid game, but very late game is not going to be the only viable option anymore. Everyone and their mom used it. Before this change, you could get a 20,000% damage in 10 seconds, which nothing else in the game could contest. Disgusting. Again, solid changes. Not to destroy the meta, but at least make the game more viable for you to try other things instead of the very obvious stuff that destroys everything. And one thing in particular that he may back off of is nerfing XP Tome. Again, very meta. I did for a little bit. 9% to 7%. The majority wanted this nerf, but some people really don't like it. At least give it a try, and if everyone ends up hating it, I could just revert it back to 9% next week. Please go easy on me. I love the tone. I love the attitude in the patch notes and on the page. It's just fun to see. But yeah, leaderboards got fixed. Removed all leaderboard buttons until. Remove the all leaderboard button until I actually implement more leaderboard stuff like character specific boards. That would actually be pretty hype, so that you could focus on one particular character that you like over the other ones. There's no real reason to go for one other than some, I guess some, yeah, they do have a movement thing with them. And then each character starts off with a different weapon as their primary weapon. So there's major differences in between them all, but not much, especially once you start getting to the mid and to the late game. So either way, having character specific boards would be kind of fun to do. So I feel it. Set up a list of known cheaters that are banned globally and will never show up on the leaderboards again once caught. Cheaters, you better watch your ass, or I'm clapping those cheese back to the Shadow Realm where you belong. I love it. Sounds good. And then future updates. These are pretty cool. There's a lot more stuff I'm working on. It's probably coming. It's coming soon. Probably. Hint, hint. Nudge, nudge. Probably. Opacity setting for particles and projectiles. Cool. Full-size map with fog of war so you can see where you've been. Nice. More information when hovering over like weapon sets, etc. This one I'm more interested in because I kind of wish I could hover over a lot of the things in-game to get more, I guess, details on in the middle instead of, I guess, you'd have to hit escape and then check out where you currently at with all the stats on the right-hand side or at some point during one of the menus. I think when you're picking a thing, you can see all that stuff. But getting more information when hovering over stuff would be super, super helpful. And then pinning tracking quests in-game when paused. Cool. And for more major stuff, I want to look at once more. Most of the common feedback has been addressed. Multiplayer, which sounds fascinating. And then more maps, items, characters, and weapons. Naturally. I mean, there's only 2 maps right now, Forest and the Desert. So you definitely add so many others with very interesting, because I like the difference between the two. Forest is very like geometric with its 45 degree slopes, flatlands, and they're just like stacked super weird. It's very interesting concept. Then just go to the desert, which is just dunes, just rolly dunes everywhere. So I could see going absolutely crazy with so many different types of biomes essentially. So would be cool to see. And looking at this, I'm just like, you know what? This is actually pretty good. There's a lot of changes, a lot of updates, and a lot of, I guess, forethought into how this game can evolve over the course of time. So I'm very interested to see what the game's going to evolve to, quite literally, in the next few months. So I'm looking forward to it. I hope everyone else is looking forward to it. If you guys have any information about this game, whether or not you think it's a bit too memey or a bit too popular, there's something about it where I'm just like, yeah, but also it is a fun time. And again, it really does hit the dopamine quite a bit. Like it attacks it. It's so, the chemistry for this game is just firing on all cylinders to keep people in the game, involved, and just on that loop. And the loop is good. The loop is solid. And I can't complain too much. And again, if you need to take time off the game, totally take time off the game. I've been, I would say, unhealthily these past few days, just every moment. I've not played anything else for a while since pretty much I picked up this game. It's just been this game, but it's been fun. And I want to push to see, how far I need to go to get to those tier 3 fights to actually finish a round, because I haven't finished a tier 3. I've done tier 1s, tier 2s, a bunch of those, but I've not done tier 3 yet. And again, I've not played too much of the game. I think I'm about 10 hours into it. So I'm still going through it. I just can't spend all day every day trying to play the game. And I only hopped on the game a few days ago, so I'm still playing it. It's a fun time. Let me know what you guys are thinking about, this kind of game, roguelites in general. I've still got to play Hades too, which is just more roguelites. So a lot of roguelites. And hey, I'm here for it. I may be missing out on the AAA stuff that everyone else, would love to play, and the devs spend hundreds of millions of dollars spending on creating the game and all the marketing and all that stuff. It's like, I got you. But you got a dude coming out of left field with a game that's just like, here's for $10, I'll get you addicted to something. It's like, all right, bet. Not in a good way, bit of a bad way, but nonetheless, a fun time. Interested to see where this game goes from here. And at this point, I'm interested to see what other indie dev is going to cook up down the road. Again, at least for the rest of this year, to see what's going on. But nonetheless, guys, fun game. Still recommend. Still doing exceedingly well. So be sure to let me know in the comments down below if you guys are enjoying the game or you think it's a little bit too much, like, I don't feel like playing it. Everyone else is hyped for it. I'm not hyped for it. Totally feel that, but be sure to let me know. So with that, dudes, I am out of here. That's going to be it for today's video. Again, if you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a like. If you guys want to check out any other videos, you guys are more than welcome to hop into the channel and check out whatever else we got. If you guys want to sub to the channel, I would greatly appreciate it. So now that we come to this point, I do want to bring up the fact that I'm going to be gone Friday, Saturday, and Sunday coming up. Going to be going away with some friends. Going to go to going on a bachelor party with some friends. It's going to be a grand old time. So we are not going to be dropping a video Friday or streaming Saturday. So I think what I'm going to do instead, in lieu of a video tomorrow for Thursday, I think we're going to hop on some Megabonk and stream it tomorrow morning. normal time, 9 in the morning. Like we've actually not 9 in the morning. Let's do 10 in the morning. Yeah, let's do 10 in the morning. I forget. My general Monday through Friday schedule when I was doing streaming was, I think, yeah, we stream 10 in the morning because I can still wake up, go to the gym, come back, hop on the stream, and play whatever we're playing. But we'll do it for about 4 hours, give or take, up until 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And yeah, we'll actually play the game and have a grand old time. Again, my computer can handle the game. Should be able to handle streaming and playing the game at the same time. So I'm all for games that allow me to do both. So with that, dudes, I will see you guys tomorrow morning for a quick live stream. So if you guys are down for that, be sure to sub and hop into the chat. Would love to see you guys hop in and talk and have a grand old time. So I'm out of here. You guys have a good rest of your day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, I will see you guys later.